What's happening, guys? This is House Cat MMA, and right now I'm going to be going over what happened in the main card of UFC 330. But before I get into all that, if you would just take a second to like and subscribe, maybe do a little bit of comment and sharing, that'd be cool. So we had Edson Barboza versus Esteban Ribovic. Um, Edson didn't look as bad in his last fight as Darren Elkins did. Not near as bad. Uh, I don't think anybody's looked as bad in their retirement fight as Darren Elkins. You know, it was a gutsy effort on the behalf of Edson Barboza, but he just didn't. He don't have that mustard on his pecker anymore, I don't think. I mean, there's still, a couple of guys he can beat at 155, I bet, but it wasn't Esteban Ribovic. Esteban Ribovic kind of beat his ass. I mean, Edson hit a couple of leg kicks in there, here or there, but you could tell, because you know how, like, when you hit somebody, well, like in UFC or MMA fights, and just in general, if somebody gets hit real good and they might laugh it off, and some people might say, "Oh, he's laughing it off because I hurt him." Well, Ribovic was laughing it off because it straight up didn't hurt him. Ribovic got himself a second round knockout. There's a big old gash on Barboza's right shin. Me and my roommate were thinking they were going to stop it because of that, but once they cleaned the blood and shit off of it, it really did. I mean, it's still bad, but it didn't look as bad as it looked when he first went to when he first went to his corner. And then you had Dustin Stoltzfus versus Mansour Abdul Malik. That was just a classic case of Malik being the more explosive, strong, big athlete, but Stoltzfus, it wasn't even really that Stoltzfus outskilled Malik. He just outhearted Malik. Malik blew his wad probably a couple of minutes in. He didn't even full on blow it, but like you can tell that's kind of what happened. And then second round starts, and Malik was getting his shit popping, on the feet. Because first round is Stoltzfus getting a couple of takedowns, and then second round Malik was getting some shit off, and whatever. Then Stoltzfus started getting shit popping with his takedowns, and he started hitting Malik on the feet, and then Stoltzfus wound up getting a rear naked choke win. And then you had Jalen Turner versus Kai Fernandez. It wasn't an issue for Jalen Turner. He went in there and knocked out Kai Fernandez in 39 seconds. wasn't even a deal. Fernandez was throwing a goofy spinning attack, and Jalen hit him with that. What look out, man! He hit him. What look out, hit him with one of those, And then, what was it? You had Mackenzie Dern versus Jillian Robertson. That was a classic women's title bout where the champion is just such a cut above everybody else in the division. Well, everybody else right now. But not that much of a cut above. There is a cut, but not as much of a cut as, say, it was in that brief stint Ronda Rousey was popping off. Or Amanda Nunes. Well, that wasn't even a brief stint, but you know what I'm saying. Just Dern out grappling Robertson. Every now and then Robertson would find herself on top. But whenever she was on top, is Dern threatening with submissions. When it was on the feet, Dern had the slight upper hand. But there was a period in the 5th round when Jillian was on top, hitting Dern in the face kind of hard. She did win the 5th round. Jillian Robertson did. And I gotta watch some shit on it, but Dean Thomas was kind of being hard on Jillian. He wasn't really trying too hard in her corner, I noticed that. But yeah, he's kind of like basically saying that, Like I'm done retiring. I'm retiring from 400 fighters. I'm retiring from that shit. Fucking Robertson, dude. Um, I gotta watch some more shit on that. But I found that to be rather. I wasn't listening to the post fight show. I had to turn the volume down because I don't know why. Me and my roommate were having a 9-minute sparring match in which he beat the fuck out of me. Um, but yeah, good on Mackenzie Dern. And then you had Ian Machado Gary versus Islam Makhachev. I mean, Ian's just not Ian, but well, Ian is good, but Islam's just so good. Got him to take down in the first round. You know, got a good bit of control in. Second round, got some more control in. Then he wound up head kicking Gary. Third round, Gary did better, keeping Islam off of him. And fourth and fifth round, Islam kind of stuck to him like glue. Kind of a boring fight, but you know, what are you gonna do? What do you expect? You know what I'm saying? The Dagestanis don't typically have good fights. I mean, sometimes they do, but they're all about that wrestling. They're all about that wrestling. I don't hate it. I don't hate it as much as a lot of people do. I mean, if that's how you win, that's how you win. I recognize that, you know, you got to play to your strengths and whatnot. You know, you don't want a chance getting fucked up by trying to make it exciting for the fans, especially at that level. At the journeyman level, yeah, sure, show your ass and have some good fights. If you're trying to hold on to that belt, sometimes you got to win boring decisions, and that's what Islam did the other night. A little late on this recap. But yeah, I want to see. I don't know what the deal is with Shavkat Rakhmonov. I don't know if he's still snapped up or what. We'll probably most likely see Prates versus Islam next, but I'd rather see Michael Morales versus Islam just because of the sheer size of Morales. We'll probably see Prates in there next. But hell yeah, fuck yeah, this is Housecat MMA, and I'll catch y'all sons of bitches later.